15 marbles were raced down the Marble Autobahn track. Who's going to take the win? And the first race is underway. Marbles immediately going into that 3-lane split, and Rainforest holding off every opportunity that Leopard and Avalanche try to make of taking the lead down the ramp around that short curve and through the Blinko maze. And despite brief hesitation on that sharp curve, Rainforest holds on for the first race victory over Leopard. And there you see how the points are going to be going, with first place getting 15 points. Race 2 is now underway. As the marbles head into those bumpers, we briefly see a stoppage for a few marbles, but they're all able to get going again. And up front, Blood Red hits off a bumper, Lava avoids it and makes the move to take the lead, but Blood Red retakes the lead in that final Blinko maze, and they win the second race over Lava and Space Black as your top 3 marbles. And Rainforest, after winning that first round, finishes in last place and no longer has the lead, as that honor goes to Lava with 24 points, 1 point over Circus. Race 3 is now officially underway. Lemon Dasher gets a head start, but is immediately swarmed by a lot of competitors, and Space Black now has that lead. Sea Striker is closing in, and a bump from Avalanche allows Cotton Candy to get in closely on Sea Striker, and Avalanche briefly got third place, got passed by Rainforest, and regained it in the Blinko maze in a bit of a battle for third place. And Space Black, with that race win, now takes the lead with 37 points, 5 points over Twilight Twister. 7 more races for marbles to score points. Circus has the lead going through that middle lane in that split, and they now go through the Blinko maze with a good lead over through those turns. A bit of a bump allows for Leopard to catch up on them, but Circus defends them off well to win this race. Oh, and a bump from Serpent allows for Lemon Dasher to launch their way into 4th place, I believe that was. And that's what makes the collisions in that area so fascinating. Circus and Twilight Twister are tied for the lead with 43 points. Blood Red nearly stumbles on one of those turns. We see Cold Crusher having a pretty sizable lead, and a bump there from Leopard allows for Avalanche to launch on Lava and then launch Lava forward. And really, these collisions in this Autobahn track is really just so entertaining, as we see Rocky Mountain being the last marble to cross, and Leopard has the lead now with 51 points. And Space Black now has the lead going for that inner section, but immediately gets swarmed by competitors, and it's now Blood Red leading on Avalanche. Rocky Mountain going around that outside line in that Blinko maze, and Avalanche collides against the bumper. Circus tries to pass him, and Rocky Mountain gets launched by Cold Crusher into 2nd place at the last moment. That final portion is really just so unpredictable, as marbles can be launched and can even crash into each other. And Circus now leads with 62 points, 2 points over Avalanche. That nearest lane seems to be an advantage point for competitors right off the bat, as Lemon Dasher has the early lead, but it's not going to translate to leading throughout the race. And a bump from Avalanche and Rainforest allows the latter to extend their lead. They stumble. Avalanche tries to get past them. Space Black gets launched into the air by Sea Striker, and they end up stealing the victory in that Blinko maze at the last moment. Lemon Dasher ends up finishing in last after having the early lead. Lemon Dasher is now last overall. Space Black leaps over a curve in that split. They are into 2nd place. Circus hit off of a bump, and they end up falling down the order as they're right behind Snowball, crashing off of them. And we see Space Black trying to get past Sea Striker, but it's not going to be enough. And Rainforest held off Avalanche and Leopard in a close battle for third. We see a really close battle towards the back of the field in what was an overall close race. Avalanche now leads by 5 points. The marbles are once again off, and as we see so many ties in the standings, it's really just unpredictable. With one more race, and Rocky Mountain, who we haven't mentioned all that much, really has a huge lead, and they're going to win this race, with Lemon Dasher getting pushed aside, falling to 9th place, while Blood Red gets 2nd place over Space Black, and we see a very close battle for last place, with Sea Striker edging out Twilight Twister. We are now in our last race, with Avalanche having a 6-point lead, and it's going to be Cold Crusher having the lead in this last race. Rocky Mountain getting pushed by Rainforest and is right on the tail of Cold Crusher. Avalanche, Twilight Twister, and Rainforest all really close, and Cold Crusher trying to hold off Rocky Mountain, and they will win this last race by a hair. And Lemon Dasher just barely pipping out Avalanche, Blood Red falling ways behind, being the last marble to finish. And Avalanche will eclipse 100 points, being the only marble to do so, so congratulations to them for winning the tournament, with Space Black and Circus rounding out the podium.